Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, big show coming your way tonight as always. And I tell you what, we've only got 3 shows left until we have a winter break, so let's make them all big ones. Tonight, catch of the week is ridiculous. The amount of people fishing these school holidays, families, the fish are everywhere, boys. And is it summer?
Summer's back.
29 degrees driving into Melbourne today.
We need to extend the season by another 4 weeks because summer's back and it's here to stay, I think.
Channel 31 will have us for another 4 weeks?
Oh, well, surely if
we
suck up to the right people, we'll be
the biggest rating show on Channel 31, aren't we?
I think so.
Did you just make that up? I like it.
I'm sure it's true.
I think we are. And Trelly, are you getting this, like over the Great Divide?
Yeah.
Is there snow or is it
Is it 41 in Shepard?
Unfortunately, it's warm and dry, but the rivers up there are, I think the drought conditions are in the rivers as well because it's fishing that well that it's just eating everything you throw in there.
Yeah. So what was it were you in Shepparton this morning?
Yes.
20-something degrees, 22 degrees driving to work this morning.
Yeah, I think we reached 29 today up in Shep. Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
Look, Easter can be
don't get
warm.
too excited, mate.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's lovely. This time of year, tell you what's going to be fantastic weather over these next couple of days. Get out and fish.
Now, we're talking of Easter.
Yep.
Kevin, our good friend, he's got stubby holders and T-shirts for sale. Have a look.
Perfect.
If you want to get onto our website, go and have a look for stubbies and T-shirts.
Buy one, he needs the money.
Drop a chocolate egg in the top of that. Beautiful.
Kevin's got some Easter specials. Go, Kev. Talk to Kev on our thing. Now, boys, let's get straight into Catch of the Week because, like I said, there is plenty. Let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
Now, let's have a look at the first one. And
this is awesome.
I
like this.
But when you see the spelling of this gentleman's name, he is Welsh.
Yep.
And this is correct. I guess it's David Smith. It's a Welsh surname too, isn't it? As he tell the story.
Do you know how much David loves elephant fish? And I begged him to send me the photo. Yeah. He's got a tattoo of an elephant fish on his foot.
No way.
It is
Have we got a photo of that?
Really?
It's the best. Yes!
Oh,
he did send it. Yes!
No way, that is a cracker.
How good is that?
That's even a good tattoo.
It's got like a shadow under it.
Pretty
It's
there, ugly,
unreal.
but anyway.
So
that's like 3D.
That's better than the report itself.
That's better. It is. And I'm tipping that it tastes better than an elephant fish in real life.
I wouldn't want to be sucking on that.
Hey, you just lick his foot and it tastes better.
Oh, that is so good.
David, well done.
Yeah.
And obviously a passion for the elephant fish.
Yep, and that's a big 10 on the tattoo as well. I love it.
Does that mean he kicks him up the bank?
All right, let's keep going. This one was sent in by Melinda. Melinda writes, this is my mum, Avril Ross. Avril, with her 1.8 kilo Australian salmon caught at Venus Bay on Saturday, caught on whitebait on a paternoster rig at high tide. Nana, who's in her 70s, showed all the boys up and took honours for the day. Well done,
How big is that?
1.8 kilos.
It looks bigger than that.
Yeah, I know.
It looks bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a stonker.
All right, let's
And
move
she doesn't
along.
look anything older than 50.
Everyone's got a story tonight. This is from Ben. Ben writes in, took the better half out Saturday afternoon, which is Hayley, to try her luck on the gummy sharks. Hayley Ma got these she got 2, but we can only show 1. Within 10 minutes of each other, 9 metres off Werribee South. Have a look at that for a lovely gummy shark.
Werribee? No, you don't hear too many gummies off Werribee.
Oh, there's
I love
been
it.
a few.
I like it.
Yeah, that's been
On your
pretty
Hayley,
good.
nice photo.
Yeah. The flathead, they just haven't stopped, have they, the flathead?
And they get
the
that
yank
too.
flathead in Port Phillip Bay. Now, young Mitchell Bowles, have a look at this, 43 centimetre flathead off Seaford. Well done. Seaford's been pretty popular.
It has.
On that.
Has.
There you
Nice
go.
fish.
Now, the next one, let's have a look at this. Harry and Ben got calamari
For days.
off Mount Eliza
Days.
during the week. But let's take the photo down because
That's a string of
tonight
fish.
we have a massive live audience. Harry
We
and
do.
Ben, come round.
Come on,
come on,
come on,
boys.
boys. Leave that.
Come
Leave
round.
that there,
Harry and Ben are in the studio tonight.
Jump around
Well
here,
done,
Harry.
boys.
Ben, you snuggle up in here.
Hey, what's the key to getting all those calamari, boys?
Teach me,
You might
please.
show the photo again up on the screen.
Yeah.
What's the key to getting those?
I did the old man strategy. I just
The old man strategy.
I just tucked it in and slowly wound it and caught a few then.
Now, what colour jig are you
Yeah.
using? What's your
I
favourite?
was using like it looked like a prawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
What
Yeah.
colour?
What size?
Like a
I was using a 2.5
creamy red.
brown.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2.5 size jigs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what depth of water you're in?
Got to talk up, boys, because you haven't got microphones on. We forgot
was
about
like-
that.
Yeah.
Little technical issue.
4 to 5 metres, I think it was.
4 to
Yeah,
5
right
metres.
there.
Off Mount Eliza. Yeah.
Yeah, off Sunnyside.
There you go.
Well done, boys.
Thank
Might
you.
get you back on during
Good
the show
work.
later
Yeah,
on.
we'll find a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, boys.
All right, let's keep
Excellent.
going.
I'll have a squid fishing tuition after, please.
That's a bit jealous.
Yeah,
of that.
right.
Yeah.
Good work.
Zach Marks, a beautiful yank flathead off Rye. Now, I'm going to talk about this one too because I think it was his grandfather wrote in. Attached is a photo of a 57 centimetre blue spot yank flathead that my 13-year-old grandson caught this afternoon, which was 2 days ago. We were drifting in the channel at Rye, the section between Tyrone Ramp and White Cliffs. On the edge of the channel. He caught the damn thing on an old hand line that was in the side pocket of the boat. I forgot was there.
Yep.
That's how long it's been in the boat. He was using the hand line as I was re-rigging his rod for the third time as he lost the tackle on a snag. I thought the little, I can't say what he called him, was pulling my leg when he said he got a bite and was fighting him. What can I say? Had to apologise to him when he landed it. His grandmother was laughing at the look on his face when he got it on board. Yes, we did release the old girl and the fish, not the grandmother. Oh, yeah. We did release the old girl, not the fish, not the grandmother. Hope the fish did not get tetanus from the hook. It was that rusty. The bloody thing should have snapped in half. The hook, the handrail must have been in the boat for at least 10 years and forgotten about.
Look at
That's
that.
it.
And he wrote a second email. I forgot to add my grandson's name is Zach. Thank you for that, John. He's a good kid. He loves coming down to Rye to visit me from Melbourne. Loves the water, fishing, snorkeling, loves the fresh air. I think he only comes down to see if I've carked it so he can claim the boat. Well done, John.
How good's
Zach.
that?
How good's that?
And that is exactly why fishing is the best sport in
Exactly.
the world, because it doesn't matter what you've got and how you're using it. As long as
Yeah.
there's a bait in the water, you're a chance of catching a
Doesn't
really
matter
good
if you're
fish
no
like that.
good at cricket or football, you can still go fishing.
Yeah.
with your grandfather.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And grab his old handrail
Best
and
thing
catch
ever.
a flatty.
Yeah.
And
How good is that?
congratulations to the grandparents who take all their kids fishing. I
Yeah.
think it's a wonderful
Yeah,
thing.
school holidays.
Yeah.
Perfect time
You
for
take Charlie. We'll talk about that later on if you
We
want.
did.
Yeah. Stretch, have a look at this. Stretch, great customer of the shop. Gummy and snapper off Mornington last
Not a bad double.
weekend.
Yeah, caught up
Got
with
to be happy with that.
Caught up with
Yeah.
Stretch this afternoon. They've been doing exceptionally well on the snapper over the last few weeks out from Mornington, and the gummy is just a perfect bycatch.
There you go.
Yeah. Stretch.
Bit jealous on the next one. Yeah, that's a nickname.
Okay.
Bit jealous the next one. Brody, Corey and Lockie went down the Indented Head trolley over near your Geelong store, heading
Yes.
that way, and got cuttlefish.
So not the only cuttlefish guru in the bay
well,
there,
I,
Dave.
think, I just think that's a bit
Exactly.
offensive. Leave,
What?
leave the high levels
you-
of cuttlefish to me,
You
please.
think you are? He thinks
Yeah.
he's the guru.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Been out there.
Anyways, there you go.
Brody, Corey.
Now, Portia Johnson.
She was last week.
She was on last week
Yeah.
with a pinky off the Mornington Pier.
Okay.
This week she's gone to Devil Bend, and a couple of photos will show a lovely rainbow trout down at Devil Bend, and also a lovely redfin.
The bend.
There you go.
Fire it up.
At Devil Bend. You see the pontoon
Yep.
in the background there?
I was just about to say.
Portia Johnson.
I was just about to say, when you take a photo and show your friends, if you don't want them to know where you're fishing,
Yeah.
you take the photo of the water in the background.
Yeah.
No background, or
Yeah.
no bank, no snag, no tree, no nothing.
Yeah.
So the first photo was
Well
like
done.
that. This one
Perfect.
shows you.
Now, I just think we should throw out a challenge to Portia.
Okay.
Well, there's
Well,
three
you like
species.
Porsche, don't you?
What have we got
I
next
love
week?
to drive them.
Yeah.
There's three species in Devil Bend, and
Oh,
she has a
yeah, so get
necessary
this double.
perch. Portia, we need you to go down to Devil
Challenge.
Bend again. Challenge.
Get an EP.
Two
We
shows
want
to
to
go.
see. We want to see on a measuring
Yep.
sticker
Device.
device how big the estuary perch are in Devil Bend. So there's
Caught
your
on
challenge.
Caught on top water.
By next Tuesday, you need to send us a photo on top water.
Top water.
On top water.
Top water.
Portia Johnson, we want to see an estuary perch on the brag mat. So there you go. All right, let's keep going. George Georgides.
Doesn't matter. Look at the size of that Murray cod.
Yeah, 1.02 metres, which is also code for 102 centimetres.
That's it.
Out of Yarrawong. Yarrawong has been fishing sensational.
It's actually been going really good. It had a quiet spell for a couple of days, but it's mad.
Nice.
Fishing mad.
Yeah.
I say mad? Mad. I mean mad.
Going off?
All right, let's finish it up with a cracking barrel tuna, which is still on the chew down at Portland. Damien Markovsky, a beautiful 121 kilo. I think that was already bled and gutted too.
They're an amazing fish.
Okay, so
They are.
Amazing fish. Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a picture to hang on your
Bedroom
wall.
Bar
Bedroom
wall.
wall.
Oh, yeah, you put it in the bedroom if you call something
Over
like
the
that.
top of the bed.
If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au. Go Pies!
Yeah, I wanna go fishing.
Coming up after the break, Fisheries news, and we send our roving reporter, Travis Dowling, down to Barker's Creek Reservoir. Let's see if we get some better footage this time. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing and Fisheries news, boys. There's a lot of it. Yeah,
A lot of it.
some good stuff too. A lot of events for school holidays, but the big news last week was that Barker's Creek Reservoir is now open to kayaks and canoes,
Correct.
and soon to be watercraft with electric motors.
No.
What?
No.
Kayaks and canoes only.
Nah. Nah. We sent
Don't believe it.
we sent our roving reporter, who might also be the CEO of Victorian Fisheries Authority, down to Barker's Creek, and he did this roving report for us live from Barker's Creek Reservoir.
Barker's Reservoir open today for on-water access, kayaks and canoes. In the next few months, we'll also be opening Malmesbury, Upper Coliban, Lauriston, Hepburn and Tullaroop. It's a great time to be fishing in Victoria.
I'm very excited that the first cab off the rank to be able to have kayaks and canoes and other craft out on the reservoir is here right in my electorate in Bendigo West. We already know with the release of the over 10,000 golden perch fingerlings just recently that people are very excited about fishing, and because of our target 1 million to get 1 million people engaged in recreational fishing, this gives people an opportunity to come to our region, to come to Harcourt, to come to Barker's Creek Res and get out there and do some fishing. Kayaking and canoeing has often been the preserve of older people, but I think that when you add fishing to that, and the opportunity to fish from a kayak or a canoe out in the middle of the res, that's a whole new dimension to fishing. So opening up these waterways was an election commitment, and we're really proud that we've been able to deliver it. It's a fantastic outcome for anglers right across Victoria.
How good is that?
There you
That
go.
is good, yeah.
It's open. And there's more to come.
That's right. And the opportunity, like I say, to get the kids out there.
Yeah.
Parents, grandparents,
Yeah.
school holidays.
Fishing rod and a
Get out there
kayak.
and do it. Yeah.
Well, the next bit of news to go through the social media rounds was how awesome is this? Already anglers are taking advantage of the new on-water access for kayaks on Barker's Creek Reservoir. Have a look at this photo. Barker's Creek is the first of 6 reservoirs that will open to kayak and canoe access.
Good reading.
Watch this space, because in coming months, Tullaroop, Upper Coliban, Lauriston, Malmesbury and Hepburn will be opened up, but there is some cracking redfin.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Redfin are good on the chew, aren't they?
They are beautiful to eat. They are probably one of the best freshwater fish to eat.
Is there anywhere in town where you could go into a pub and have like a redfin and chips for dinner?
I've never seen it ever.
You can get it at some of the, not at a pub, but you can.
Do we
buy
need
it
to talk to
from fish.
the lovely people at the Metropolitan Hotel where we
Get
where we
redfin on the menu.
right.
steak?
Yeah, give me a
Right?
ring.
What about we try and get them to get redfin on the menu?
That's right.
Would that be possible?
If we catch it for them, probably, but we probably can't do that. Yeah.
Not allowed to.
Probably if they cook it for us, we are.
All right. Well, anyway,
Not for sale.
redfin going well, and we'd like to set on the menu at the Metropolitan Hotel.
There you go.
In Melbourne. All right, look at this one, Mother's Day. Now this is a powerful group. No, this is a powerful group. Women in Recreational Fishing Network.
Yes. Yep.
You've employed 2 of them at your shops, Trelly.
Correct.
They are organising a Take Mum fishing event. Got the details up on your screen now. Albert Park Lake on Mother's Day, 8:30 to 1 p.m. It's a free event. 100 free rods for mums.
Yep.
Up for grabs. How good an initiative is that?
That is good. That's excellent.
That's awesome. I really like that. I think that's cool.
We're leading the way, aren't we?
Yeah.
Pioneers. Victoria's leading the way with getting women into recreational fishing.
That's right.
I saw a couple of news items during the week from Tim Bull, who was the opposition spokesperson for fishing.
Yes.
And he's canning Target 1 million, saying, you're not doing a good job, you're wasting your money. I don't think Tim Bull actually knows a thing about fishing. And to see, this is just a classic example of the amount of women that are in fishing, the amount of kids getting into fishing, you know.
And just some of the opportunities as far as women getting into fishing because they're probably too busy with the kids.
Yeah.
For one thing, it's a lot of responsibility, and us as blokes, some of us good at it and some of us not so good at it.
Yeah.
But your mum's always your mum.
Yep, absolutely. So there you go. It is almost time as well. The next one is Go Fish Ngambia. I tell you what, the biggest, certainly the biggest Murray cod prize money ever. $80,000.
$80,000 cash.
Cash for the biggest Murray cod.
Yep.
I think it's $30,000 for the biggest yellow belly.
Yep.
And there's even money for the biggest carp.
I reckon there's even 10 grand for the biggest carp.
Yeah, but there's $500,000 worth of cash and things, but I think that's extended to about 750.
I was going to say that's got bigger. With sponsors come on board and get involved as well.
There's 400 prizes to be won.
Yep.
It's held at Lake Ngambia, obviously.
Correct.
There's camping, bars, bands, big fish, Anzac Day weekend. Trelly's going to be there.
Yep.
You got to stand there.
We're going to stand there.
It's going to be massive, isn't it, Trelly?
We'll be doing critters in the lake education.
And it's not over yet. There are still tickets.
That's right.
Available. So get on to gofishnagambia.com.au, I think it is, and get on that.
Mad big.
What?
Mad big news.
Mad big news.
Go fish. Yeah. Crazy. Big.
All right, next one. This is school holidays time, guys. Autumn at the Marine and Freshwater Discovery Centre. Have a look at this. This is down at Queenscliff. It's the Victorian Fisheries Authority's Marine and Freshwater Discovery Centre. There are a whole lot of activities there every single day. There's a lot of free activities. There's also some paid activities. You can get tuition down at the local pier. You can go to the touch tank and feel stuff. I saw on their social media, get onto Victorian Fisheries Authority, they have got a pet cuttlefish in their tank, and they're running. No, I don't think you're allowed to touch it because you lose a finger.
Cast a squidgy, get it?
No, but they're running a naming competition. I reckon they should call it Kramer.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah. Why not? Kramer the cuttlefish.
Yeah, right.
I'll think of a name in a minute.
Didn't like that one. And it gets better.
One bite.
I'll Chloe the bloody.
One bite. I'll Chloe.
Nah.
Keep going.
All right. It was going to go downhill.
Could get out of hand real quick.
Any second there, it was going to go downhill. And the next one was the Victorian Vic Fish Kids program is coming up. The first one, actually there's a whole lot of events here. Have a look at this. 5th of May is the first one, Williamstown Gem Pier. We've got some more details about that in a second. 15th of September, Pakenham Lake. 6th of October, Seymour. 2nd of November, Lake Fines. 7th of December, Victoria Park Lake in Shepparton, Trelly.
Correct.
A big program. Every event, 200 free rods and reels up for grabs on the day. And if you want to get along to the first one, This is on Sunday the 5th of May, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's at Gem Pier in Williamstown. And on that day, not a big match, boys.
Yep.
Richmond versus Collingwood, I think. And Basher Hooley is an out.
No, we've already beaten Richmond. Just sorry, boys.
I was mucking around. I was making it up as I went.
The boys in studio are passionate Richmond supporters.
Are they?
I had to take that opportunity to rub it in just once.
Yeah, okay.
Just once.
Okay.
Well, Basher Hooley is an out on the 5th of May. There, we're almost at the front bar, aren't we?
That's right.
Talking about the teams. I think
we
we're
go.
better than the front bar. Talking about Mick, we'll get Mick on the show. Got some more stuff on Mick. But Sunday the 5th, Basher Hooley out, and he will be at that fishing event there in Williamstown. There you go, boys.
Good news.
Plenty of news going on.
Yep, some stuff.
We missed one last week, Trelly.
We did. There was the tuna one you were talking about.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a dump of some tuna down at, I think it was in the Barwon. That's right. Now, we did have some...
No, this was, what you're talking, a barrel tuna.
Barrel tuna. There's a number of them.
Two.
A number of them. Now, we did have some comments come back to us from social media to the show last week. We were a bit late reporting on it because it was such fresh news and we weren't too sure what was going on. But I think those people have been caught up with. Well, they haven't. They should be. And look, it's just not on. It's just not on. I mean, that type of thing is just, if you're going to catch signature fish or trophy fish like that.
And whoever's done that clearly doesn't understand the significance of the bluefin fishery. It's more than just a recreational thing, and that's what I'm saying. That would be the quickest way to end.
That's right. So it's typical of any sport, whether you be a fisherman or whether you be a push bike rider. You know, it's always that bad element which gives the rest of the group a bad name. So
and we did miss that because I think it happened last Tuesday, and it all depends on whether Kevin's on afternoon shift or not, whether it goes to air or not.
And that's such an important one. If all the details aren't there, which we were scrambling for leading up to, you misreport that, and it could be pretty serious.
That's right. So we acknowledge the reports that came in, and we do acknowledge that is not on.
Not good. Not good at all. So coming up next, product of the week, and we're going to talk about Mick Malloy next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing, big show as always, and as many people would associate this time of year with big barrel tuna fishing.
That's right.
Sword fishing. You've got to buckle up,
literally
get that rod attached to your back,
literally,
and everyone thinks you've got to strap on an overhead, but you can do it to a spinning reel, can't you?
That's right. There's a couple of small items that make game fishing with spin gear just that little bit easier. Now, I guess spin gear has become so popular when it comes to game fishing because of the technological advancements in power, gearing, and also drag. But the one thing that was always really hard is when you hook a big fish on spin gear and you need to harness up, where do you actually attach the clips of the harness to hold the reel? This is a spin reel clip. It looks very, very basic. And
it's like a dog collar.
Basically.
Little dog.
And this little contraption can save you literally so much pain. All you do is wrap it around the foregrip of the rod. There's a nice little loop that sits in there.
Some people are into pain.
What? Do you know what's going to be easier?
How does it work?
Do you know what's going to be easier? Let me call my assistant. Harry, come over here, mate.
There he is.
This is gonna make it as clear as mud. Now,
Harry needs a ladder to stand
it's hard to see.
Here we go.
It's hard to see, right? Now, Harry's got a harness on, which if you own a game fishing boat or you go to Portland to chase tuna of any sort or any game fish, have a harness on the boat, trust me. There's a gimbal under there that you can't see.
Zoom in on this at all?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. So that little piece of material that we saw attaches to the foregrip of the rod, which gives you 2 harness points to clip your harness. So, Harry, if you take one little step back, Now, just raise your hands. Look at that. He can support the rod and reel.
No hands, dead.
With no hands. Now, what that means is he can put maximum amount of pressure on the fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just by sitting. So as soon as he bends his legs into a squat, it raises the rod tip.
Yep.
And he can fight that fish through his legs rather than taking all the pressure on his upper body and his arms.
Yep.
Now, some of these fish you can be fighting to a couple of hours.
Yeah.
You'll fatigue very, very quickly through your upper body. Whereas if you're able to sit and basically take all the pressure off your upper body, you can keep up with that fish. Because I guarantee you, those big fish will use the environment to their advantage and you will fatigue faster than them. I guarantee it.
Yep.
This allows you to use spin gear. This is a Tagum switch bait rod along with a Saragosa 20,000. So this is, as far as tuna trolling goes, this is the spin reel combo.
Yeah.
That gives you the opportunity to stay fresh for the whole fight. The other thing it does do, now when you're trolling, you look at a Tiagra or a TLD, anything where the backing plate's actually got somewhere to attach a safety lanyard for when you're trolling.
Yep.
If a fish grabs that rod and reel and you catch it on an awkward angle and it can shoot the rod and reel out of the boat, it actually gives you somewhere to attach your lanyard. So these, again, a must-have if you're a game fisherman because you spend way too much money on these outfits to watch them go flying over the side. That loops and attaches to a bollard or an attachment point under your gunnel. I'm just going to unclip that, Harry. Sorry, mate. You can clip that now to those clips, and now that rod cannot go overboard. If it wants to, this one, for example, is 3 metres long. This is on the longer scale of a rod safety leash. Even if that goes over, you're going to get it back. So it allows you to keep those secure while you're trolling. You can harness yourself in to take all the pressure off you and still exert maximum power to the fish. It has literally brought spin reels into the forefront.
And these would be cheap as chips, wouldn't they? These two
I think the little harness clip's about $15. I think it's not much more for the safety lane. A small price to pay for a $1,000 outfit.
But this
potentially
isn't limited to your tuna fishing. I mean,
whatever.
Young guys like Harry here can go out in the kingfish.
That's right.
You know, just out in the rip there. I mean, you want to get the kids some experience.
Well, marlin. Marlin,
Exactly,
you have a look at how close they come in at Bermagui and Eden. That's not you know out of reach for these kids. It's now going to make it so much easier. So
there
well
you
done,
go.
mate.
Thank you.
Good work, Harry.
There you go.
No worries.
Look at that.
Take it with you. That's yours.
I'll charge it to Trelly's account.
There you go, boys. All right, change the subject.
Oh, here we go. You're looking at me like
a good one.
Mick Malloy.
Oh.
No. Mick.
No, Mick.
We want you to come on the show on Talking Fishing. We're not really a rip-off at the front bar.
That's right.
We want you on the show. And until you agree to come on the show, we're going to play a clip
because we like
of Mick.
Mick, and we like
every
animals.
week. Have a look at this from Mick on you.
First Christmas parties are a time for people to have a few drinks and get a few things off their chest.
Richard, I think we really need to talk. It's about us.
Yeah, look, Helen, that's great, and I'm happy to, but I really don't think right now is the time
But
or
why?
the place. Because I'm standing right next to my wife. Yeah, she's a babe. I think you'll.
He did some bad things, didn't he? Early days of TV. But Mick, we want you on Talking Fishing.
That's right.
So come on. Otherwise, we've got to get Gary Lyon.
No, well, Gary likes his animals more than Mick, I hear. Next to his mashed potato.
We've had a bit of feedback like that. But, well, we could get Gary Lyon on the show. Do we try and beat them? We try and beat the front bar and get a Gary Lyon on our show and dump Mick.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Well, put it out there, don't you?
Your call, Trelly.
Put it, well, the challenge is up, isn't it?
It's a bit like you want Pauline Hanson on the show.
Well, you know, Pauline's, she's a trooper.
Would people get on our social media, because we're streaming live on Facebook?
That's it.
Do we get Pauline Hanson on a show? Because
Pauline's a trooper.
It has been suggested to us.
She's got the guts to say what other people are thinking.
Well, I reckon she'd have something to say about marine parks.
Absolutely. She's on our side.
Super trolls. She came to the after fishing breakfast, didn't she, in Canberra?
She's on our side.
Is she?
Yep, absolutely.
When it comes to fishing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
There you go. Trellis, change the subject. So next week we have got the Minister for Water, Lisa Neville, on the show.
Correct.
How's the flow of the Goulburn going from Eildon through to the Murray at the moment?
It's been high for quite some time now. I noticed it's only just dropped at Shepparton in the last few days, and that riparian area, that first above the water level, 6 inches, 2 foot, is dead because we've had too much water flow for too long over the last 3 months.
So this is something that's hard for me to wrap my head around because being obviously around the saltwater and the bays, we associate high water with a good thing. High tide, more water, easy to access banks.
Climate change, good thing.
Is that not the case for freshwater fishing? Is high not always the best for it?
Out of season high is a wrong thing because what it's doing is it's killing that, what we call riparian area. The riparian area is that all the weeds and where all the critters start. It's all the bugs and bits and pieces and all the juvenile fish hide and things like that through this after their spawning period and all that type of thing. So we've had 2 record years of flows at the wrong time of year. Due to the water being taken away from, financially taken away from the dairy farmers to horticulture downstream, flows and deliveries. So
we're going to ask Lisa Neville about how you could do that differently to not spoil the Goulburn River through to the Murray.
Correct.
But the other thing is, even Jane Bunn on the news last night had a, during that segment, she talked about water storage levels, that Lake Eildon's gone from, I think, 56% to 36% in a very short time. So
that's right.
Like, if we don't get any rain, Lake Eildon won't recover, and we've just sold the water downstream to someone.
We need to have some insurance in those lakes, and I'm sure we'll probably get an answer next week
talk
on
about
the show. So,
the desal plant and putting it into Eildon somehow.
Using it.
Yeah, pump it up and over the hill the other way.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what, big show building next week with Lisa Neville, the Minister for Water. But coming up next, Kramer's mailbag and plenty more on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Some crackers this week, boys.
They are good. I love crackers.
And during the break, you got the 2 hard
Well,
basket.
I've just noticed the 2 hard basket. It looks like the crew have taken a shine to the 2 hard basket because one of the props that was supposed to be hung from the sets ended up in the 2 hard basket.
That's it?
Which one? Check it out.
Yeah.
So that's got a table over it. It's busted.
Yeah.
Too hard.
Too hard to hang it.
Oh, it is too.
Just too hard.
Too hard.
The 2 hard basket. There you go. All right. Keep that basket warm, Trelly, because there's a few things about boat ramps in here. G'day guys, this is from Roy. In response to last week's question on no boat ramps in the Maribyrnong or Yarra rivers, there actually is proposed from member for Essendon, Danny Pearson, and the Labor government, a ramp will be built for small craft to 5 metres. It'll be built definitely in Maribyrnong River, actual area being discussed in the sections between Footscray and Canning Street, Avondale Heights. The best location will be chosen and ramp will be built. Check with ministers for current proposal. I reckon Danny...
Actually getting a new ramp?
No, well, I reckon Danny actually, he would have... I actually remember seeing that, and I think we had on the show about a year ago that he said it. What he would have done is handed it to Department of Transport, and you know where it ended up?
Dun, 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 dun.
You're crushing dreams here.
Yeah, but people promise stuff and then it goes to the Department of Transport. So let's see. We're going to give them some slack soon.
Maybe.
Yep. All right. This is from Graham. Hi all. Been an outdoors person for 40 years and continually find access to areas harder by the year. Many places I used to fish have now been fenced and or gated, marked as private property. This is in the bush, Trelly. I have done a bit of research and there is a few roads that I think have been unofficially let go for whatever reason. Sounds like a DELP issue. I prefer not to point out circumstances, but I think it has become a very big inland issue. I also note that strategic private property signs and electric fences for no particular reasons over and around our streams. I can understand that property owners may be fed up with misbehaviour, but it's not their property. The areas that I speak of are a very serious issue that is maybe even more important than boat ramp fees. Please use your influence. Are people blocking off access to rivers?
They do. I can't sort of put it into any particular circumstance or whatever, but there's a big push at the moment to open up some of these areas. And at the end of the day,
was that one of the election promises?
Open them up to camping and campfires.
Right. Exactly. So
it's Crown land on the edge of a river, isn't it?
Yeah, it's public land accessed by public. So, and a lot of these have had obstructions and resistance.
Yep.
To the to what it's actually there to use for.
Yep.
So
there you go.
They haven't put that in the too hard basket, have they? Has there been any work yet, Charlie? It's obviously we're not going to hear much about it being.
They're working on it. Look, they're certainly
going to
working
have to probably work with DELP, and if you send them an email, the expected return's 3 years. So no, they've got time in their 4-year term to get that one done. All right, let's move on. Eric, he writes. Is there an update on launching and parking fees? Will they be abolished in the next budget? Now, to be fair, today, so November, so it was December, January, February, March, April, 5 months.
You want my hand?
No, 5 months after the election, today, I got the first phone call from someone in Better Boating Victoria.
Yes.
But for now, that goes in the basket.
Oh, what a teaser.
That goes in the basket.
Obviously, your answer.
What a teaser.
Your answer wasn't good.
Let's see if they've got anything to say between now and next Tuesday. Because 5 months, first phone call. Bit slow.
I'm reading between the lines.
Off the mark. Trelly.
Yeah.
Going to need help with this one. In fact, folks at home, if you can understand this, I want your answers. Great show, fellas, writes Damien. Saltwater fishers get 4 lines and 2 hooks per baited line, or 1 lure per line per person. All right, so you got that?
I'm with it so far, yep.
Do you want a bit of paper to write it down?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Freshwater fishers only get 2 lines, 2 hooks per baited line, or 1 lure per line per person.
Okay, so it's exactly the same as saltwater, but 2 less lines?
Yep, okay. Traditionally, when bait fishing in freshwater, though, through the 80s, 90s, I had 2 lines with 1 hook. 2 lines with 1 hook for bait fishing, and 1 line for spinning.
Oh, okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
In essence, I had 2 bait rods in the water, and I was spinning at the same time to keep me entertained and to improve my chances of catching an eatable fish. I don't believe that was poaching or being greedy. Most of the time, I was catching carp, redfin, and occasionally 1 trout. As per the 2019 fishing guide, I can have 2 lines with 2 hooks for bait fishing, but I couldn't do any spinning. I could do spinning, but with only 1 bait rod in the water. Am I right? I believe that's unfair and too restrictive. Please bring this up with the VFA.
Okay, no,
I think that's always been the way.
Yeah.
For a long time. You're only allowed
2 lines.
2 rods in the water, in freshwater, 4 in salt.
Yeah.
And what Damien's saying is he thought you're allowed 3.
Yeah, so
2 bait and 1 spinning.
Spinner. No, it's all under the same.
Yeah, I think that changed quite some time ago.
Yeah, that's right. But it's pretty much, it doesn't matter how many rods, well, it does by law, but if your total catch is a certain amount of fish, what does it really matter?
That's a very fair point.
If you what?
If your total catch is a certain, is like 2 Murray cod in possession, what's it matter how many rods you got in?
You only take 2 fish.
You only take 2 fish.
So why does it matter?
Yeah.
Because
and a lot of times,
because well, let's take, I guess the what your late father used to do Along the goal. If you had 20 set lines, stringers, that's taken up a bit of bank space.
I was going to say, we call
your late father was known to take up half the Goulburn River and Shepparton.
We call it the Port Phillip Bay pier problem, where one person takes up the prime bit of the pier with 65 different rods.
Mornington Pier. One person was reported having 85 rods, and there was no one else allowed on the pier. Oh, that's what someone told us.
Yeah.
That's a fair point, but
well, you reckon there should be a limit on the number of rods they should have?
Oh, look, I mean, you can only manage so many rods, as far as two rods. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll have
land-based only. How about that?
Yeah, but sometimes I'll have a spinnerbait set up on one rod, right? A topwater lure set up on another rod, and then a diving lure set up on another rod.
But you've only got one bait in the water.
But I've only got one rod in the water at the same time. So, and it's the same applies as the gap between Mulwala Wall down to Cobham. You can only have a certain amount of equipment there on the New South Wales side, so it's confusing there too.
Right, but
you can't fish at all.
Yeah, but according to the law means you can have as many rods as you want on your boat.
Yeah.
But you're only allowed to have 2 in the water at any one
time.
time.
That's right.
Yeah. But
so he can still take his spinner, but if he wants to use it,
what he wants to do is have 2 rods in the water with bait and spin at the same time.
That's right.
To keep him entertained.
Yeah. So bait fish with one and
I think what he needs to start doing is getting onto AFL Live. Yeah. If he's a Saints supporter, you can watch the Saints win on AFL Live while you're fishing. That's what I did.
Yeah.
On Sunday, we're into a massive whiting bite.
Yeah.
And in the cabin, I had AFL Live on the phone going, look at home. Saints are in front.
Yeah.
Such a good day.
Good day.
Anyway.
I don't know who fishes with 2 hooks on the one line freshwater. There's very few.
Is that allowed?
Yeah.
You're allowed 2 hooks?
2 hooks
per
line.
paternoster for a Murray cod.
No, that's right. I doubt whether many people would have 2 hooks on the one rod freshwater fishing.
No.
Like as far as, inland. As
so
far
as
so Murray cod, redfin, yellowbelly. So, yeah.
I doubt that there'd be anyone having 2 lures on the one line. Because he did say there's a restriction of 1 lure.
Yeah, wow.
Which
I shouldn't mention that.
If you'd like to write into Kramer's mailbag, and you want to confuse us, this is what you have to do.
It's not
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Keep the opinions coming. Should we get...
Clear as mud, that one.
Yeah, should we get Pauline Hanson on the show in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, sort of.
We want your opinion. Get on our social media. We are broadcasting live on Facebook as well as Channel 31. Should we have Pauline Hanson on the show? Give us your feedback. Coming up next, the all-important hotspots at school holidays. Plenty of great places to fish. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsland's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for.
Hotspots, brought to you by Seamaster Batteries.
So many people fishing these school holidays, and what a magnificent run of warm weather we've got, boys.
It couldn't have come at a better time, really.
It is fantastic, and so let's try and put some people onto some great hotspots for the week ahead, and let's kick it off with a bit of land-based stuff because we do get a lot of feedback from people wanting land-based opportunities. The Queenscliff Jetty, whiting and calamari, boys, is fantastic.
The Queenscliff Jetty?
Yeah.
It has.
Don't hear too much.
Where the ferry pulls in, you go about another half a k along towards the heads, if you like, round from there. There's a lovely jetty and some weed patches that are easily castable. For King George whiting and calamari. High tide's probably around the best, around that tide change, either side, I reckon.
And it's been a consistent report for the last probably month or 2 months actually. There's just bag out every time you go out there.
If people want some real detail, and get onto Google Earth and go in and see Chris and Adam at your shop in Geelong.
They got that place wide.
Oh, they've got it wide, all right.
They go, oh, how will this fish I caught? And I go, when did you catch that? Oh, on the way to work this morning.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
They're nuttos.
They value sleep too much.
A reminder to everybody that Friday is a full moon. as it always is,
It is.
at Easter. That's what Easter is around. So
the resurrection.
The second resurrection of gummy shark season. The next hotspot is the Rye Channel. By far the best place in Port Phillip Bay if you want a chance of a gummy shark this full moon. Get out there. Pretty calm weather.
I'd still say the gummy shark fishing is somehow sliding under the radar. Still, the amount of gummy sharks in general and some big girls amongst that as well.
Yeah,
it's prime to go for.
Why are they always girls if they're big?
Because the big ones are always in pup.
And the males only they grow about 2 foot shorter.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Just
all the big ones are females.
That's just
males
nature, isn't it?
That's the way it is.
Okay, move on.
Yeah, could have gone pear-shaped again. Let's head over to Western Port and a place that is absolutely on fire at the moment, old Don Newman, or young Don Newman.
Young Donny.
Yeah, young Donny. He tells me that Sandy Point in Western Port is absolutely on fire for King George whiting. So anyone heading down to the caravan park, Stony Point, Hastings, Flinders, a lot of people go down to Point Leo, places like that. Get back to Sandy Point, some lovely King George whiting there.
Nice.
And if you're heading out east, people that camp at Inverloch and Phillip Island and places like that, Kilcunda is absolutely on fire for Australian salmon.
Starting to see the salmon run. I like it because it's.
Did I hear someone talking today about the salmon all hold off offshore before coming into the bay with a full moon?
I don't know.
And so the lead up to the full moon's been really, really good for salmon on our beaches, which it has. I mean,
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah, I know. Well, someone might have been making it up, but I'm sure I heard it today.
It sounds impressive.
Yeah, 8 foot rod, fast
10,
lures, fast
foot.
retrieve.
Armour slugs.
Armour slugs.
Yeah.
And wind as fast as you can.
Yeah.
You'll never wind them too fast.
That's right, yeah.
Or a bit of blue bait and a surf popper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some really, really good salmon
But you'll
around
only
at the moment on our beaches.
Good information from a local tackle shop, won't you?
Absolutely, yeah. We cannot preclude that there's 2 places in Victoria that are absolutely on fire right now.
Yep.
One is if you go to the western part of the state, Portland tuna.
Book early.
I know. To be booked out. People are saying Easter.
It is.
But if you're going down there, Portland and Port Ferry barrels today as well off Port Ferry.
And Port Mac won't be far behind. Don't be surprised.
Oh no, there's already
if
photos.
fish turned up at Port Mac over this morning.
Yep.
Great ramp.
And to the east of the state, and I know that another swordfish caught this week.
Nice. Yeah, there was too.
Off Lake's entrance.
Yep.
150, 160 kilos, I think, or
Yeah,
190.
but you can't do that in a kayak, so we don't care. So I like this hot
So
spot.
get down to Lake Tyers because Lake Tyers is producing some beautiful brim and flathead, and who knows with Lake Tyers where that's going to go, because they'll either cop a lot of rain and the entrance will open and it'll change that fishery a bit.
Even if it doesn't open, it is that low at the moment. And the fishing's been great, so I'm definitely not...
People are saying it's starting to smell a bit.
Yeah, just to give it a little bit of a top-up would be nice. Doesn't necessarily have to open, but it would be good. Do you know why? Because they're putting prawns in there. We don't want it to open.
No. But anyway, there you go. So there's your hotspots for this week. Now, talking to the full moon boys, I would say gummy sharks is your #1 target species.
Definitely.
Yep. I've got a, excuse me, got a man cold.
Have a swig.
I've got a mark in my GPS that says whiting Easter Sunday. That's what it says. So I obviously, out at the Pinnis Channel, I got whiting on an Easter Sunday one year. But on the freshwater scene, what's good and what's bad for a full moon, Charlie?
Does the moon matter? Because we hate it as saltwater fishermen.
Yeah, and we've actually been talking about that. And as far as freshwater goes, it's just fantastic. Like this lead up to Easter always fishes well. It always fishes really, really good leading up to Easter. So
during the day or at night? Or
it's every time, all the time. Yeah. It's probably this week will probably be really good, and next week's probably as good.
Yeah.
So but certainly freshwater fishing as far as Murray cod, yellow belly, brim, and all that type of thing. Redfin, it's just mad fishing. Look,
brim.
Yeah. Well, you're throwing back.
What do you call brim in freshwater?
Oh, they're sort of that silver. Silver brim,
silver perch.
Yeah, they're sort of like they're protected because they're low numbers, but like rats now. So because we do, you catch them, you throw them over your shoulder, back in the water.
Full moon.
To be honest, I've never had too much of an issue in the estuaries with it. which leads me to believe that maybe the full moon probably throws some funny tides at us because a lot of the estuary systems of fishing the kayak are generally closed, so not highly tidal anyway. But in the bays and also offshore, for say your school tuna,
real fishing now, non-kayak.
Generally, they I don't bother listening to them anyway. The full moon's the worst thing ever. So, which leads me to believe it's probably a tidal thing. If it's good in the fresh, it's not bad in the estuaries that are closed majority of the time. It's got to have something.
Biblically, it's a time of year that provide fish.
Yeah. So the other place that I like on a full moon is Devil Bend Reservoir.
Or the Bend.
As dusk approaches, surface lures for EPs because
I was gonna say,
they love the moon.
So
they love a
are
bit
you
of
giving
light.
Portia a little bit of a heads up?
Absolutely. I wasn't thinking about that. I was actually imagining Gary Norton with his fly rod with a tiny little bit of tinsel in the fly, and that little bit of tinsel when it lands on the water and the full moon's just rising.
Something he tied out of his lunchbox.
Those EPs go nuts.
And then I'd just paddle past at full noise in my kayak and bugger up his spot and cruise on to the next bit where he can't get to.
I'm telling you. Now, we want your feedback during the week, if you can. Do you want us to get Pauline Hanson on the show for 2 weeks' time? Give us your feedback on Facebook. Absolutely. Pauline Hanson on the show in 2 weeks' time. What do you reckon? We get her in?
Let's see what
bit of a pre-election.
Absolutely.
Pauline, come on, Talking Fishing.
Come on, Pauline.
That'd be really good. That's it for Talking Fishing. We hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, we have the Minister for Water, Lisa Neville, in the studio. We're going to ask for every lake to be filled and every river to flow with desalination water. Should be a massive show. I don't know if we'll get all that. But anyway, it's going to be a big one, boys.
That's it.
Until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please drive carefully over Easter, stay safe on the water, and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.